Hey, I'm Duncen Willoughby and this is my channel. Oh my god, did you hear about this? Trump is actually pushing a space force. That's right, and he wants to make it the
sixth branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement.
Don't get me wrong, it's about time we put nukes in space.
Space is a warfighting domain.
And I'm sure everyone thinks it's a great idea, but I don't. I mean, I love you, Mr. Trump.
I love you!
But this idea, it's just not practical. The US military consists of 5 active duty service branches.
Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, the Marine.
You just can't add another branch. You'd have to start counting on a second hand, and that's just stupid. You can't lay down the fist of justice with one fist and a thumb. That's ridiculous, Mr. Trump. And I know what you're gonna say, just put an extra finger on the fist of justice, but now it looks like a freak mutanoid. Is that really what you want, Mr. Trump? A freak mutanoid enforcing freedom around the world? And it's not just metaphorically impractical, it's practically impractical, Mr. Trump. The Pentagon has 5 obvious sides, one for each branch of the military. Now, you want to add a Space Force branch? You'd have to add a whole nother side. It's impossible. You just can't do it. What are you gonna do? Split one side? Who's gonna share their side? Nobody. No. You'd have to reconstruct the entire Pentagon. And you should know better, Mr. Trump. You're a real estate developer. Just think about the logistical problems. Think about it. The Pentagon is the world's largest office building in the world. How do you plan to do the expansion, huh? Each of the 5 sides of the building is 921 feet long. The area of a Pentagon with a side of 921 feet is 1.46 million square feet. The area of a hexagon of the same side length is 2.2 million. That's 50% bigger. Just to add one branch to the military. You're just not thinking about this the right way, Mr. Trump. For a 20% increase in services, you'd have to accommodate a 50% increase in real estate. That's 3.25 million square feet of additional floor space. You're adding a little less than a Burj Khalifa worth of real estate to an already massive building. Are you kidding me? That's just a huge waste of money. You can do better than that, Mr. Trump. I know you can. But the real question is, how are you actually gonna do it? Like, physically. How are you gonna add an extra side to the Pentagon without disturbing the existing structure? The way I see it, you're gonna have to cut it like a cake and fan out the sides, then slip in the additional wing and fill in the gaps. And that's fine and all on paper, but how are you actually gonna do it in real life? First, you need to demo whatever's in your way of the new hexagon. Then, the contractor's gonna need a laydown area. Now, you're gonna have to dig down 2 basement levels, past the secret tunnels, and build a perfectly flat new support floor so you can then support the entire building on rollers. And to reduce friction, that's gonna have to be NASA space-age precision flatness too. Then, you'd have to cut out the wings and push them across these rollers like your bag at airport security. Then, you're gonna have to remove those rollers and build an entirely new wing for your new Space Force. And while that's going up, you should probably fill in the gaps between your wings. Then, you'll have to demo the courtyard that you've been preserving during all this construction so you can expand it to the new hexagonal proportions. And finally, you need to put in a new parking deck in the contractor's laydown area before you can fit anybody into this new wing. And currently, this airport security roller technology doesn't exist right now on a scale this large. So unless Elon Musk suddenly invents this technology in a tweet, it's not going to happen. If you ask me, Mr. Trump, you're getting ahead of yourself. You'd better just give each branch a space department and expand vertically, adding 1 floor for each wing. This way, everyone wins. That's what you call a win-win situation, or in the case of the 5 branches, a win-win-win-win-win situation. This way, we don't have to rename the most iconic military structure in the world, the hexagon. Ugh. And speaking of hexes, we all know the real reason we should never expand the Pentagon. Because as a pentagram, it's the only thing warding off evil spirits from infiltrating our nation's capital. We need the satanic symbol protecting our gracious leaders. Don't kick a gift horse in the mouth, Mr. Trump. You need this guardian angel. In conclusion, Mr. Trump, I love the idea.
I love you!
It's tremendous.
I love you!
But adding a sixth branch to the Pentagon is just not practical. But the border wall? Now that's something I can get behind. If you can find one thing wrong with the logic in this video, I dare you to let me know. But I don't think you will. Why? Because as always,